guys, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Cameron. I'm a freelance writer, a product reviewer, and a proud Peloton user. This is my baby. If you haven't already heard, this morning Peloton announced some really exciting news that people have been speculating about for almost 2 weeks now. And that is that they are in fact releasing a new version of the Peloton Bike called the Bike Plus, as well as a new tread. Today, we're just going to talk about everything we know about this new bike, what it means for existing Peloton users, and at the end, I'll give my thoughts about whether or not I plan to switch to the Bike Plus. In my past Peloton videos, I've talked about a lot of the features that members wanted, that I personally would want. And I'm really impressed to find that the new Peloton Bike Plus, which is being released on September 9th, tomorrow, actually has a lot of these features. Peloton really listened to its community when designing this bike. And personally, I'm beyond impressed that they took this initiative and really gave the people what they want. So on their announcement blog post, Peloton lists off the new features that the Bike Plus is going to have. And these include a 23.8-inch rotating high-definition touchscreen, a high-fidelity 4-speaker sound system, Apple Gym Kit, which will allow people to use their Apple Watches as a heart rate monitor for the new bike, as well as an auto-follow digital resistance system that automatically remembers your target metrics and scales your resistance up and down according to instructor guidance. I almost forgot to mention, they also announced that there will be bike boot camps available, and it will be a new class format taught by Robin Nazron, Jess Sims, and Cody Rigsby, and it will be a total body workout integrating strength training with the cardio programming, which is something that a lot of people have been asking for. I'm assuming this is going to be available to both original bike users and Bike Plus users, so it's not something that's specific just to the Bike Plus. As with any new product, the Peloton Bike Plus is going to cost more than the first gen Peloton. The company says it will retail for $2,495 US. And again, it'll be available on September 9th. As usual, financing is available through the company, and there's also a 30-day home trial period, just like with the original bike. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but what about this bike, the original Peloton bike, the Gen 1? What's going on with that? Is it going away? And the answer is no. They're still going to be selling the original Peloton, and they're actually going to be dropping the price. The Peloton original bike is now going to cost $1,895, which is $350 less than what it used to be. Of course, in all the Peloton groups I belong to, the major question with this is, okay, well, what happens if I just bought this bike? There are people who purchased this bike in the last month or two and are still waiting for it to be delivered. And so obviously it doesn't seem fair that they have to pay the original price for this when the price is dropping tomorrow. Obviously, Peloton anticipated this, and so at the bottom of the announcement that they made, they say that they're automatically refunding members who are still within their 30-day home trial period. So if you've had your bike for less than 30 days, you will automatically get $350 back from the company. Same holds true if you're still waiting for your bike to be delivered. And again, I'm in the US, and so all these numbers are US currency. So keep that in mind. Prices in Canada and other locations are a little bit different. To be honest, when I first read this announcement, which again, people have been speculating about it for about 2 weeks, there were rumors that this bike was coming out. Personally, I didn't think it would happen so soon. I figured it was something that was coming a couple months down the line. When I first heard about it, I have to admit, I was really jealous. I've only had my Peloton for about 9 months now, and while I love it, I really like the idea of some of the new features that the Bike Plus will have. I've talked about it before, but it would be very nice to be able to use this touch screen to do floor work. And with the Bike Plus, you'll be able to rotate it which means you can angle it toward different parts of the room. A lot of people get around this just by having a TV and, casting to their TV from their mobile app, which is fine, and it's something that I do whenever I want to do floor work, but excuse me. Again, it's just a cool feature that people have been asking for, and I'm really happy to see that Peloton delivered it. Another feature that really appeals to me as a diehard Apple user, I know people always roast me in the comments for it, but it is what it is. I love Apple. I was really excited to see that there's now Apple integration with the Bike Plus. That means you'll be able to use your Apple Watch as a heart rate monitor, something that hasn't been possible without using a third-party app to kind of integrate the bike, which has an Android operating system, and your watch. It seems like they also bolstered up the speaker system on the bike. Personally, I always use headphones, but a lot of people do like to have the music playing out loud. And with this new speaker system, you'll be able to have louder music and kind of more richer sound, which is always a plus if you want to really immerse yourself and have that in-class cycling experience in your own home. Finally, there's the adjustments, the automatic following of your target metrics, which I will be very interested to see how that works. I'm curious as to if the bike will just adjust according to what the instructor says. So if the instructor says, okay, turn up your resistance to 35, is the bike just going to do that automatically? Or is it going to take, my preferences into account? What if I'm already at 32 and I need a little higher than 35? Will it automatically know that? It's something I'll be interested to learn a little bit more about and see how it actually works in reality. Because on one hand, yes, it would be nice if you don't have to reach down every time the instructor tells you to adjust. But on the other hand, if the adjustments the bike is making aren't, don't fit your fantasy, as Cody would say, it might be a little frustrating to have to then go back and readjust what you need. If you're a current bike owner like me and you're well outside your 30-day home trial period, you might be wondering, okay, well, what's the company going to do for me? And so the answer is that they are offering trade-ins. If you want to trade in your first generation Peloton bike to get the Bike Plus, the company is offering you a $700 rebate as well as a free yoga and toning accessories set. And they say they will come and pick up the original Peloton bike as part of the trade-in package. Now, I'm going to be honest. For someone like me, I've owned this bike for 9 months now. It's in pretty much pristine shape. $700 is not enough to convince me to trade this in. I would still have to pay, well over $1,000 to get the new bike. And so for me, it's just not a smart financial decision. I think a lot of people are going to be in a similar position where, you like the new bike, the Bike Plus, it sounds really attractive, but you can't necessarily swallow the pill of having to pay an extra, $1,500 to get the new bike when you just paid $2,000 for the original bike. It is what it is. I think we've all been there and experienced that with other products. It happens with Apple all the time. Not to, give Apple free promo again, but, you go buy the newest, latest iPhone for $1,000 and a month later, that iPhone's on sale for $200 less because they released a new iPhone. It's just kind of how consumerism today works, unfortunately. Is it a bummer? Yes. But to be honest, I'm still very happy with my bike. Any of the issues that I have mentioned, I found workarounds to. There are plenty of ways to make the bike really fit your needs, whether it's getting a Bluetooth speaker or just installing a little TV that you can cast to when you're working on the floor. There are plenty of little tweaks that you can do to make the first gen bike everything you want it to be. As expected, there's a lot of buzz about this new announcement. I'm not going to go into all the announcements about the new tread. First of all, because I don't have the original tread, so I can't give you a good comparison. Second of all, it's also not being released until early next year, so it's not as timely as the Bike Plus, but I will link the Peloton announcement down below so you can read all the details about the Bike Plus and the tread for yourself. I'm really curious to hear about what you guys think of the new Bike Plus. Are you disappointed because you recently bought a tread? Does the lower price of the original bike incentivize you to buy, or do you think it's still just too much? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.